Donald Trump had been told to avoid the centre of the British capital because of this. Vast crowds, a so-called Carnival of Resistance, marched against the world's most powerful leader. Their mascot, a giant helium-filled blimp of Donald Trump as a baby clutching a mobile phone. Many demonstrators believe he has an infantile grasp of politics. They see him as a wrecking ball for race relations, women's rights, climate change and peace.
Behind the humour is a very serious message, and that is, we're holding Trump to account. We're highlighting the fact that his toxic, hate-fueled politics, his policies that are having a devastating impact on people, not just in the US, but in the UK and all over the world, especially in the global south.
Donald Trump! Theresa May!
As Brexit looms, many also fear the British government will forego British values in the interests of US trade deals.
Maybe even a lot.
This is about not about a quarrel with the American people. This is about President Trump and his values, his racism, his misogyny, his contempt for democracies, his embrace of dictatorship. I think it's incredibly important that those values are not legitimated, not normalized, and not allowed to stand. And I think that's what the thousands of people here are marching about.
I'm here today because I'm deeply concerned about the direction of the United States, and I am opposed to Trump's racism, his homophobia, his Islamophobia, and I want him out of office.
I've joined protests in the States, and I happen to be here today, so wanted to join in and show that he does not represent us, really.
This isn't the first controversial leader to visit the UK, nor is this the first protest, but there really hasn't been anything quite like this. This is very much a response to Donald Trump's unique and arguably divisive form of politics. People here in the UK are also questioning the health and the nature of the so-called special relationship between the US and the UK. People here are wondering whether it's time to review that relationship now that Donald Trump's in the White House. Few more vocally than the Mayor of London, who sanctioned the march and the blimp.
One of the things that Americans love about our city are the rights we have here, the right to protest, the right to have free speech, the right to freedom of assembly, and the idea that we would curtail those rights because it may cause offence to President Trump or somebody else, I think Americans would find objectionable. Why? Because their own constitution has enshrined in it the rights of freedom of speech, freedom to protest, freedom to assemble.
President Trump's visit has been carefully choreographed to avoid his opponents, choosing to fly around southern England by helicopter rather than risk a road journey. They like me a lot in the UK, said Trump before his visit. These people beg to differ. Neave, Al Jazeera, London.